all the good things that you see here, very close. But that 172.8 means Douglas Lima did not make weight. He is losing 20% of his purse, which is going over to Jason Jackson. He should have come in at 171 or below. Unfortunately, he did not make weight.
And that just adds to the recent trials and tribulations for the former three-time champion. Let's now go back inside the cage. Once again, Michael C. Williams.
Bellator MMA live on Showtime from Emerald Queen Casino here in Tacoma. The time has come for the main event of the evening. 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division. And now, first, introducing the blue corner. At 6'1", weighing in 171 pounds, riding a 5-fight win streak, the number 4 ranked contender enters with 15 professional victories, 4 losses from Jamaica. He fights out of Coconut Creek, Florida, introducing the ass-kicking machine, Jason Jackson. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner. At 6'1", weighing in 172.8 pounds, the 3-time former welterweight world champion tonight stands with an impressive 32 professional victories, 10 defeats, currently ranked at number 3. He fights out of Atlanta, Georgia, and hails from Goiânia, Goiás, Brazil, introducing Douglas the Phenom. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge, Jason Herzog.
Okay, fighters, gone over the rules on back. There was no final question from you, Blue. There were no final questions from you, Blue. If you want to touch gloves again, do it again. Come out ready to fight.
Main event, Bellator 283, Douglas Lima has fought a full 5 rounds 7 times in his career. 14 wins by KO or submission in the opening round, but it's been 9 years since that happened for Jason Jackson. He has 4 wins via first-round KO, but his previous 7 fights have gone to the judges. He could be expected to go 5 rounds here in this main event. He is ranked number 4, Lima ranked number 3. And you would expect, after what we have discussed and talking to both camps, both fighters, they want faster starts. They want more of offensive output. And of course, here in the Pacific Northwest, in the shadows of Seattle, where Sir Mix-a-Lot had a big hit when Baby got back, Lima, Bellator, Sir Kicks-a-Lot. He would like to get back on the winning track tonight.
He definitely does. He needs to use that kick right there to get him in line to do that. Both these guys have talked about finishing their opponents. They both said, I need to finish tonight. I need to prove something, which hopefully is going to mean that they both have an urgency towards going.
And there's that calf kick, and you know, we joke, but it's true. The moniker fits. Douglas Lima has known for crushing kicks, and now he's getting busy in that department, attacking the lead leg of Jackson with those calf kicks.
Yeah, the one thing that we need to see out of Douglas Lima in this fight is output. He's been waiting. Lately, in his fights, he's been waiting. Well, don't wait. He's got to go, and that's what he's starting to do.
Yeah, he's really attacking the lead leg of Jason Jackson here in the first minute and change, and again, continues to attack with the low leg kick. And Jackson, though, measuring him up, and he gets picked off.
That was a clean left hand that landed on Jackson as he came in.
He comes in with a calf kick of his own, so an aggressive start. Jackson immediately testing that takedown defense of Douglas Lima and making it actually look easy. Lima is known to make you really earn the takedown, and yet, as we just mentioned, 4 times against Boussassi, 5 times against Amazov, and now being taken down in round 1 by Jackson.
Absolutely, and the one thing I want to see out of Douglas Lima right now, are you going to settle on the bottom and allow Jason Jackson to just sit here in your guard and throw shots at you? Douglas Lima needs to have an urgency here. Feet on the hips, hook sweeps, anything you can to cause a disruption and get yourself back to your feet or get to the top position. because the one thing about Douglas Lima is he does have a good guard. He's got a good defense. He doesn't take a lot of damage.
Only been submitted once.
And he doesn't take a lot of damage there. That was early on.
Very early.
So
back in 2008, the Brett Weidman via armbar.
Exactly. It's easy to understand why he says, oh, I'll stay in guard. But he's got to look at it and say, every time I do this and I close my guard like this, I end up losing the round.
Chance of Lima as the fans here at Emerald Queen Casino support the former three-time champion who, with 19 fights in the Bellator welterweight division, is tied with Andrei Korshkov for the most appearances. Of course, he moved up to middleweight to challenge Gegard Mousasi, daring to be great, and it's what began the first losing streak of his estimable decade-and-a-half career, and Jason Jackson working from the open guard of Lima.
There you see Lima looking towards that hook sweep.
Yep, butterfly hook. Just under 90 seconds left in the first round.
But overall, since the takedown, take a look at what's happening. Jason Jackson has been landing small shots, but they've been landing and they're just adding up. Douglas Lima's got to figure out, this is not the way that I'm going to get my win. I've got to open up, turn, do whatever it takes, get my back against the fence, but get back to my feet. Nice clean elbow.
Under a minute left in the first round, and Jackson continues to work from top position. The close guard of Lima, and Jackson looking to make Lima pay. 45 seconds left in the opening frame.
You got to look at Jason Jackson. Here's a guy that works out with guys like Gilbert Burns, world champions in jiu-jitsu. He's comfortable down here. It's not like he's worried about being submitted. He's seen it. He's been there. He's done it. So,
yeah, he's never been submitted, Jackson. He's been stopped twice via strikes, but working from the guard of Lima. And you talk about not accepting the position. Well, Lima here trying to neutralize Jackson, but like you said, John, Jackson's still landing shots, scoring blows.
And winning the round.
Also a family man. And now they resume action in round two, and there Lima again attacking the lead leg, going for the calf kick. But notice that first round, sorry, John, 19 of 25 in terms of total strikes for Lima, 27 of 37 for Jackson.
Exactly, and it's the one thing that you can look at here. Lima's he's working against that takedown, but he was backing up. He's putting himself in a position for Jackson to get in on the takedown. Douglas Lima does well in fights when he's moving forward. When he's moving backwards, his output isn't even half.
Jackson delivering knee strikes. An ass-kneeing machine momentarily. Minute gone here in the second. And Jackson neutralizing Lima, but Lima, we've seen this position before, Gegard Mousasi.
Absolutely.
Where you can't accept it, like you say, John.
No, it cannot be accepted, but right now there's a lot of pressure as far as where Jackson's carrying his weight, where he's holding on to. This is not an easy position to just stand up out of. A lot of people will say, well, stand up. Well, try.
Well, that may be the operative word, try.
Yeah. It's not easy to do when you got a 190-some-pound guy with his body pressed against yours. Difficult to get out of, but Douglas Lima needs to find the way to do it.
And Jackson needs to make the most of this position, delivering knee strikes, referee watching closely, but has to try to go for the finish. And Jackson, waistlock, and another takedown on Douglas Lima. And Douglas Lima's worst nightmares are coming true here in round two. He has already been taken down 3 times by Jason Jackson, John.
Exactly, and this is, well, I hate to say it, but fighters, when they fight, there's things that are seen by other camps. And finally, that blueprint on how to beat you is there, and you've got to make adjustments so those same things don't work. And right now, Douglas Lima has not been able to make those adjustments, and he keeps on ending up in the same position, on his back, in guard, and having someone that he cannot get off the top of him, raining down
It's
shots.
why you watch tape to learn. And so for Jackson, a lot of tape available in terms of how to neutralize and defeat Douglas Lima.
More, you can go back to Pride days. And
I do go back to the Pride days.
Fedor Emelianenko fought a guy named Mirko Krokop who was crushing everybody. Crushing everybody. And Fedor wrote the blueprint on how to beat him by making him go backwards.
Oh, and Lima, though, looking for the submission. Oh, the armbar, the up kick has rattled Jackson. Douglas Lima rocked Jackson with the up kick.
That was a beautiful attempt by Douglas. That's exactly what he needs to do. Do not settle.
Drama here in round 2, a minute and a half left, and Jason Jackson getting caught with the up kick after controlling Douglas Lima on the ground, and Jackson saying maybe it's better from this vantage point. He's continually peppering Lima's head with right hands. And for Douglas Lima, no shrimping of the hips, no trying to create separation, just controlling posture and maybe trying to force a stand-up.
Yeah, if you look at that up kick did not seem to hit Jason Jackson very flush, but his reaction showed that it did hurt him.
Yeah. Of course, the onus now, Jackson's shoulder strikes, but he does continue to strike Douglas Lima in the face with right hands, and clock continues to tick away here in the second round. And now some hammer fists as Jason Jackson becomes more aggressive with his attack. While Douglas Lima remains on his back and with his back against the proverbial wall in many ways, coming in with the first losing streak of his career, 3 in a row, and here against Jason Jackson behind on the scorecards after being taken down a total of 3 times through 2 rounds of action.
It wasn't that clean, but that up kick, but it didn't seem to hit him hard, but he had a reaction like it did hurt him. It did not, if you look at it, it doesn't land flush at all, but there was the reaction, and so the judges are going to think that it did land clean.
Round number 3. 5-round main event. Number 3 ranked welterweight Douglas Lima. Number 4 ranked Jason Jackson. And after 2 rounds of action, what is your unofficial scorecard read?
Right now, even though Douglas Lima did better in that round and he had that up kick, it was still Jason Jackson who should have taken the round. I have him up 2 rounds to none.
Drop kick by Jackson. Fainting. Lima on his back foot, backing up to the fence.
And notice no offense as he backs up. He does not throw very often.
There's that kick, and we've seen him with that calf kick drop Michael Venom-Page a couple times. In fact, it led to that memorable knockout in their first meeting.
Oh, it was absolutely, that calf kick is what did it for him. Jason Jackson is long, and he has the ability to elevate his opponent. Even though Douglas Lima's long, Jason's got long legs. He can get those hips up and bring him over just like he did in the second round. We'll see if he's able to get this takedown the same way. Going back to the Marco Ruiz foot stomps.
I think it's a copyright. You have to say old school foot stomps, right?
Old school, got it. There he is.
Oh,
nice wizard.
Wizard by Lima ends up in top position. And now Jason Jackson forced to work from his back.
Let's see what Douglas Lima can do.
Butterfly hooks.
This should give him some feeling of, I'm accomplished. He said, I feel better. The fight's not getting away from me.
And yet, Jackson trying to get away from him by trying to get back to his feet, and does so easily. And now changes levels and looks to take Lima down again. John, Douglas Lima Jackson up on his feet without much of a fight.
And this is where we talk about confidence, and it's exactly what Josh Thompson was talking about.
Yep,
Woe is me.
exactly what
Things aren't going my way. And unfortunately for Douglas, they're not going his way. He's got to make them go his way.
Make it 4 for 9 in the takedown department for Jason Jackson. Now a victory's a victory. Looking to get the big win, move one step closer to a title fight. But you know, promoters, they want those dominant wins. They want the emphatic finishes. Anything more Jason Jackson can do from here right now, John?
Yeah, what he needs to do once he's getting to these positions and he gets to this half guard, he needs to find his moments to posture and land big shots. He does that well. And right now he's going after these little shots to try to just make Douglas Lima move a little bit, because Douglas is in that lockdown position on his leg. But posturing and landing big shots, look towards the elbows.
Jackson content to stay in the guard of Douglas Lima.
Well, he's had success for the most part while in the guard. He's been able to control the position. He had that one moment in the last round.
Always looking to improve your position, though, correct? Or should be.
You always should be looking, or damage,
There's some
which
damage.
is what that elbow is.
Exactly, and he's 5 for 5 in terms of elbow strikes landed, and really beginning to open up. He is third. He's 100 of 135 in total strikes. Lima just 36 of 44. You talk about the blueprint, John. Jason Jackson following that blueprint to a T.
Jason really needs to start to
75%.
in a way where he is starting to posture up. You're seeing Douglas Lima putting hands to control those arms so he can't get punched. And like I said, he's got very good defense from his guard position, but he's not going to win the fight from his guard position.
And of course, you and Josh and I, we broke this down, analyzed it from all angles, and this was one of the potential scenarios.
This is exactly what we thought. We said, you know, if you look and say, how's this going to go? Jason Jackson has the wrestling ability to put Douglas Lima down. If he settles on the bottom, things are not going to go well for him.
Also needs to maybe ratchet up the offense a bit, especially from the top position if he secures the takedown.
Yeah, you know, here's a guy that's looking to get that championships shot. And so you want to impress the promoter. You want to impress Scott Coker and make it to where he goes, I want to put you in that fight. Finishes are what promoters are looking for. And so Jason Jackson needs to look towards that finish.
And great news with undefeated Yaroslav Amosov. Oh, wow, and Lima looking to land a shot as Jackson goes for another takedown. Amosov resuming training in Germany as a scramble. Of course, Logan Storley, the interim champs, expected that they will meet, but fans aren't exactly enthused with what has been an effective game plan for Jason Jackson. And if you know Jason Jackson and you know Douglas Lima, this was the game plan.
This is you look at the fighters, you look at where they're good, you look at where they have weaknesses, and you go, this will probably be what you're going to see is Jason Jackson looking to take Douglas Lima down. Can he do it? We believe he can. And if he does, is Douglas Lima going to work at attaining the top position, or is he going to settle on the bottom? We've seen that he is settling for the most part on the bottom, but I'd like to see Jason Jackson start to posture up more, start to use it. He's got his head in the right place, and he's using the cage to create pressure, but big-time elbows and going after
on blood
damage.
Elbows usually lead to blood.
Nothing but colored sweat.
Let the claret flow, Mr. McCarthy. 3:15 left here in the fourth round, and Jackson continues to work from Lima's guard, and for Douglas Lima, struggling on his back, just trying to neutralize Jackson. Referee is right on the spot. Fans would love to see them get at it, and that's, we talked, I mean, we all did. You did as much as anyone. It's obviously a dominant performance in the wrestling department for Jason Jackson, but you want to see more of that.
Yeah, you want to see. The only thing that I could ask more of Jason Jackson is more posture with big elbow shots when he does. And he's trying. You can see that he's trying at times. It's just that Douglas Lima's got a good guard game, and he creates problems with your balance. And so Jason doesn't want to get turned.
Lima not even attempting to shrimp the hips or make any kind of separation, just content close guard here. And can opener by Jackson, but 2 minutes now left in the fourth.
Got the hook sweep going. Cannot elevate. You see Jason bringing his hips back, making his hips heavy. That's what's stopping that sweep right there. A lot of little things going on right now in this position. They don't look like it, but there is. And now you're seeing Jason trying to edge his way forward so he can land bigger strikes.
Lima, meanwhile, adjusting his glove, which, again, it just doesn't seem like mentally he's in this fight right now. It's just he's doing the basic, but man, oh man, a minute and change left in the fourth. Where is that urgency he talked about bringing into this fight, where he said losing would not be an option? Again, it's Jason Jackson, who is 5 for 10 in the takedown department, but John, the clock continues ticking away, and so perhaps does the sand in the hourglass of Douglas Lima's career at the highest level.
Yeah, and if you look at the ground control, you're looking at Jackson coming up on 15 minutes of ground control through 4 rounds, with Douglas Lima having 20 seconds.
Douglas Lima's 21st fight in the Bellator MMA page, and it could not be going any worse as he looks to snap a 3-fight losing streak. But the wrestling, the top control of Jason Jackson, the story as we head to the 5th and final round. After 4 rounds, what's your score and what?
I have Jason Jackson pitching a shutout right now.
And so here we go, final round, the 5th and final round of this welterweight matchup between the number 3 ranked Douglas Lima, a former 3-time champion, against Jason Jackson, looking for his 6th straight win and looking for his 6th takedown. He secures it as he hopes to move one step closer to challenging for the welterweight crown currently around the waist of the undefeated Yaroslav Amosov. And of course, we mentioned the interim champion Logan Storley, who's also known for his wrestling pedigree. And oh yeah, Yaroslav Amosov, known for his wrestling pedigree, and that has proven to be the Achilles heel, the kryptonite for Douglas Lima, his takedown defense.
It really has in these last fights. If you take a look at everything, we talked about 5 takedowns by Amosov, 4 takedowns by Mousasi, and now if you take a look at the takedowns here, we're looking at, he's been taken down 6 times.
And then I mean, the referee's right there, and John, obviously you've been there more than anyone as we look at the takedown stats. Because Jason Jackson remains busy is what this fight's not being stood up, right?
It is.
Is it at the discretion of the referee?
And these are the times when you're looking at, as soon as he's closing his guard, Douglas Lima is becoming nothing but defensive. He's the one holding in there. If he opens up his guard and you see that Jason Jackson is just holding position, that's the time for the referee to be able to stand it up. But
warnings of passivity or timidity back in the day. I know you did that.
yeah, but when the guy in the top position is stalling, you can stand it up. When the guy in the bottom is standing it up,
You're stalling.
you give the guy in the top time to work past it, because you're not there to do a favor for the guy on the bottom.
No, and Lima's trying here, so 2:45 left in the fight.
And here right now, this is getting close to the time you might see Jason Herzog actually interfere in the fight and stand him up. But for the most part, Douglas Lima isn't doing anything to show that he deserves that stand-up. He's got to open up his guard and attempt to at least show that he's trying to move him, and that Jackson is the one slowing it down by holding off.
Final 2 minutes of what has been a takedown clinic by Jason Jackson. And, well, a striking clinic too, John. If you go according to our stats, 173 of 235 for Jackson compared to just 47 of 61 for Lima.
See, but right there, you just saw Douglas Lima looking for that butterfly sweep. He's going after it. He needs to do that consistently. Continue to make these problems for Jason Jackson, but he doesn't have it in him. He's getting tired. His legs are getting heavy, and that's why he goes back to the closed guard. There he is, going back to that hook sweep. He has the ability to possibly get it. That's why he's trying to grab the wrist.
Final minute of the fight. 31-year-old Jason Jackson, originally from Spanish Town, Jamaica, grew up in South Florida, gravitated towards mixed martial arts after being a long-time professional wrestling fan, and at age 19, as you mentioned, John, landed with the Blackzilians, now representing Kill Cliff Fight Club, formerly known as Sanford MMA, and he is 30 seconds away from his 6th consecutive victory, and he adds another big name to his list of victims. His last 3 victories over Paul Daly, Naaman Gracie, Benson Henderson. But here tonight, on the verge of defeating a former 3-time welterweight champion. It may have not been the most entertaining, but for Jason Jackson, as effective as he wanted to be with his wrestling, and we have perhaps witnessed the closing of the championship chapter at minimum in the book of Douglas Lima.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, will go now to your 3 judges at cage side. Michael Bell, Anthony Maness, Eric Colon, all have it the same 50-45. I'll have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Jason, the ass-kicking machine, Jackson.
Jason Jackson has just defeated a welterweight standout in Douglas Lima, who has now lost 4 in a row. But for Jason Jackson, it's 6 straight, and he continues to climb the welterweight rankings. Let's go to Big John McCarthy.
I am here with Jason Jackson. Jason, we talked earlier before the fight. You talked about wanting to finish him. You realize how tough an individual he is. You did go to the wrestling like you talked about, because that was the path to victory. How are you feeling right now after a very tough fight, but you dominated the entire action?
I felt awesome. And Washington, Seattle, thank you for having me. Now listen, no boo. Lima is a legend. Take nothing from him. He's a legend. He's a tough individual. And I came out here and did what I had to do to get the victory, to get to the next level.
When you went to the wrestling, he was going after the leg kicks early. You went to the wrestling. There was only one time he went for the arm bar. He had the up kick. Were you hurt in that situation, or was it just timing and look?
I don't know if I was hurt because I felt like it was kind of a legal shot, but knowing the sport Douglas is, he's not going to do it on intention. But yes, it kind of dazed me a little bit, and I was like, you know, I got to go on. I can't let this guy take my victory because I'm dominating already.
So right now, we have Yaroslav Amosov is coming back. He's got time. He needs time for his training. We have Logan Storley, who is the interim champion. Who is it that you should be fighting next? Those two are probably going to get matched up. Who is it that you need to face in this cage to get that championships shot?
Look, I'm just kidding. I was going to say Logan, but now I love you, Logan. You know that. And Amosov, get right, fight Logan, and whoever the winner is, I want them out of respect because I know those are both opponents. Yes.
So you would rather wait and not fight anyone, or is there someone out there that you believe you should go against to keep you sharp?
There ain't nobody else. I want somebody in front of me. MVP, he is doing bare knuckle, best of luck. When he come back, you know, hopefully I win the title and he get a shot next.
What about you and MVP, though?
We both Jamaican. We both love to fight. So, you know, that's going to be an awesome future fight. So, but I want that belt. That's what I want.
Sounds good to me. Congratulations on a very dominant performance. Ladies and gentlemen, the ass-kicking machine, Jason Jackson.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Francis Ngannou. Subscribe now to the PFL MMA YouTube channel.